I'm going to show you. It's good to see these things, because the more you see these things, the better you're going to get. Yeah, the better you're going to get at analyzing, and that's going to help you to make better decisions when you're trading. Yeah, the more you see things and see how they play out in the future, when you see them again, you're not going to hesitate so much. You're going to react quicker, or act quicker. Or not react, you're going to act quicker. You can see here that we saw that there was a lower high on the price from this pivot to this pivot, and you can see that the CCI was slightly higher. See the CCI here, the peaks here were slightly higher than here, and here the peak was slightly lower. That's bearish absorption. That means that someone is selling into the market orders, and I went on to Twitter and I posted that. Just so if you want, like, if I see something, I'll post it on Twitter. I'm not just going to quickly come on and do a live stream. I'll just post it on Twitter. That will be the first thing I do, usually, not all the time. Let me see where it is. Don't think I posted. Oh, I did a live stream. I mentioned it in my live stream. Yeah, but I did post an idea on Twitter like this. Look. Yeah, I was thinking about a rounding top. I was thinking it could go lower, actually, and it didn't go that low. Okay, so on my live stream yesterday, I came onto the live stream and I saw that, and I told everyone about that, and then there was some bearish divergence, and then I kind of came up with this idea that maybe we're having a little bit of a rounding top, and the price did go down. It didn't go down as far as I thought it could, and so that's quite bullish. If you think it's going to go somewhere and it doesn't go, then that already, you have to change your mind immediately about your idea. And then also what you can see, again, you can see bullish absorption. So it went from bearish to bullish quite quickly. And so here you see that they're making higher lows, and the CVD is kind of scraping the bottom of the ocean. It's just kind of trying to go down, but actually the price is making higher lows. So it's basically a failure of market selling to take the price lower, because it's being absorbed. So that's what you're seeing. It's not always easy to see. It's not always easy to see. You can see it on the slightly higher time frame. You can see here, this is all lower. Do you see this crop of CVD is lower than here? So you've made a lower low, and here you can see there's a higher low. This is slightly extended range, but even within this tiny short little kind of bump, you can see that you've made a higher low, and the CVD is right back at the lows. So you can see that there's bullish absorption here, and obviously you can see that there's bullish absorption over. So we've gone from bearish absorption to bullish absorption. Okay, and so I kind of I posted this just so people to be prepared. I was thinking about some kind of rounding top. It did do the rounding top, but it didn't go down as far as the golden pocket. It actually got to the single print. So all it did was fill the single print. Am I not showing the right charts? Yeah, I am. Sorry, I thought I wasn't for a second. Let me just show you that from yesterday. See the single prints? So that's why I mark off the single prints. People may never have been familiar with these before I started talking to them. Maybe you have. So you on Exo charts, you can see where the single prints are, and usually what happens is they fill and then they offer support. So they're like gaps in volume in the market, where the market is trying to refill those gaps before it continues in the same direction. Pitro M, there's a lot of shorts trapped below 66. Can you trace it somehow? Amir says he doesn't want to go below that. Okay, bro. we got through the low volume gap, so it might act as support. I'm looking higher. Yeah, so I don't want us to go below 64 now. And actually, for this whole bullish idea to continue, we have to hold this daily. I can't see a test yet. This is not a test. This is a front run. That's shorts taking their profit early because they're in profit, and they're worried that it might not hit the level because they're seeing it. The market is quite bullish. So what this is shorts taking their profit quite early. That's all it is. It's come back into this red candle, and that's kind of where orders are. And these shorts are like thinking to themselves, I need to take my profit before the price comes right back up here, and I have to close out at break even or take a loss even. So that's not a test yet. A test would be a test. You want to see a test. You want to see the level tested. So we just have to wait for that to play out. It'd be more bullish if the level wasn't tested and the level was front run. That would be even more bullish. So if after we formed a range here, the price couldn't get back to that level, that'd be even more bullish, because it just means that there's so much demand above that level that the price was prevented from coming back to that level. Yeah, so we're not there yet. This is the first attempt. I wouldn't be surprised if we have another attempt, but that would be better if that happened, because then you'll also have a swing failure. So that helps the cause of remaining bullish. So yesterday we had the kind of the price, we had the little rounding top idea. So I posted that when we're kind of coming up. You see the rounding top? It looks like a head and shoulders, but it's a rounding top. And we change market structure here on the 5-minute time frame, and actually the 15 too. So you're making higher highs. This was the higher low. We took out the low. That was the lower low. But it wasn't an actual change. So this is quite interesting. You have to bear this in mind. That wasn't a change of market structure. What that was an attempt to change market structure. So we made a lower low. That was the first thing you need to do. But then you also have to confirm it with another lower low. And as you can see, these two pivots that were put in were higher lows. Yeah. So there was no confirmation of change. Even though you've put in a lower low, you haven't confirmed the change with another lower low. You've only made higher lows since, and the price went right back up, and it took out the high, that high there. That's what you wanted to see. So effectively, all of these pivots in between were nothing. They were just pivots. That was the pivot to beat on the high. This became your higher low, and we took out the higher high, and now we've put in a higher high there. See that? That's your higher high. And so right now, as long as we don't take out this pivot here at 64200 roughly, we're good. We're in bullish market structure. Everything looks healthy. If the price pulls back, it's still bullish. It doesn't matter, because we've held a higher low. That's the higher low to beat. Okay, so that's kind of where we are right now. We're above the daily level. I would like to keep that as an SR flip, and obviously we have this higher time frame SR flip here, which is at the daily low that's been put in today in the early hours of this morning there. So I don't really want us to go back down there. I don't think that would be healthy. Personally, it can happen. Anything can happen in crypto. I don't want to go back down there. And then the other thing I don't want to do is, I'll show you. Let me just find my screen because I've lost it. Literally lost it. I don't know which screen I'm on. Is that the one? No, it's not that one. It's that one, isn't it? No. That one. Okay. So looking at the order float, what happened yesterday as the price came up. So this is the area of interest. These are the higher lows that I was talking about. That was the lower low into the bottom of the single prints. Yeah. And as the price came up, let me kind of zoom into the order flow to have a look. What you can clearly see, it's not always obvious, is healthy increases in open interest. This is the first time we've seen that in a while. You see an increase in OI? You see that? The OI is increasing and the price is increasing. Increasing OI, increasing prices. That is really healthy bullish price action. It means the move is strong. It's the first time we've actually seen that in a while. Yeah, we haven't actually seen this kind of OI increase in quite a while. Maybe at the beginning of how we came into this overall range, heading for the first all-time high, breaking the all-time high for the first time. That was the first time. That was the last time I was really seeing this kind of health. This is really healthy to see that. It means that people are longing with large amounts of value on leverage. Look, 7.1 million increasing OI, and that's increasing prices. They're underwater, but it doesn't matter. It's the first time you're seeing some really bullish market sentiment. It means people are really bullish now. That's what this means. People are really bullish. The market is bullish. They're not shorting, they're longing. That's what you want to see. You want to see people long, push the price up because they're bullish, because now they're not feeling like the price is going down. They feel like the price is going up. If people thought that the price was going down, you wouldn't see this kind of behavior. This is, even though it has an actual impact on the market, it's also a reflection of human sentiment. Yeah, humans are longing on high leverage, on open interest. That's what's happening right now, right? That's kind of what you want to see. As the price came up here, let me have a look. You can see some shorts were closing too. You see the OI was dropping, the price was increasing, but actually you can see here a nice big juicy long opens. Okay, some shorts did enter here, and they were squeezed naturally because the price has gone up. You see there's some very small liquidation bubbles, so some people were being liquidated. You can also see here that there are some very tiny liquidation bubbles. Now what's interesting here is you've got a lot of red bars. See that? Red bars, red bars, red bars. And the price hasn't really moved, huh? So I think there's quite a lot of selling here. We are not seeing bullish CBD yet. Not yet. Look, that's a short there. That's a big short. Look, the balance is, look at that open interest. That's a long though, huh? Look, because it's the CBD goes up. It's quite confusing, huh? What do you think, David? That's a long closing. These are longs closing. See it pull the price down, OI down, OI down, OI down. There's quite a lot of red bars here. I'm quite interested by that. Usually they're quite balanced, buying and selling, and the price goes up. Here you've got a lot of like imbalanced red bars. What do you think? All right, anyway, I think we're range bound as always. Like the price is range bound. This is the range. It's this higher range above the daily level, which is also above the previous day high. I think as long as the price consolidates here, we're really healthy. This is really healthy price action. Yeah, this is kind of what you want to see. The fact that we've come into this area with a healthy increase in open interest should give everyone confidence that the market sentiment has changed. Yeah, we never really had that in all of this kind of price action in these lows. You see how the OI is kind of going up and down. We haven't really had that kind of sudden surge in increase in OI. like we have now, like we did last night. That's kind of what you want to see. And once the market starts to really rally, you're going to start seeing that a lot. And this is going to be the first indication of that. Yeah, it looks like people wanted to short. All right. So the order flow is there. You can see a lot of shorting there. Let's see how this plays out. I can go to the other screen now. Let me do some slightly higher time frame analysis on Bitcoin. What I normally do, just because it's a fresh week and it's good to just kind of analyze it properly. And keep that SR flip. I can go. I'll hide those higher time frame levels, and let's just have a look at this whole thing. Let me hide the volume now, and then let me just have a look at the overall volume of the range. So I do this every time. I update the volume profile on the range. It's good practice. Everyone should really do this. If anyone is learning to chart or analyze, you should always update your volume levels regularly, and just to see if there's any changes. I can't see any changes. The value area high is slightly lower. Maybe the point of control is slightly lower, not much. But this is the 4-hour time frame, so you know these are small differences. We haven't come into the point of control yet, and obviously I've got these other levels like the previous month value area low. I'm actually going to delete that now because I don't want to. It's probably irrelevant. Okay, that's that. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the volume area and just have a look from the high here all the way to the current price action. That's interesting. You see we're above the point of control now from the volume from that pivot high to the current price. So you kind of want to see that. It means all of the volume in this down move, we're above it now. We're above the volume. Yeah. That's kind of what you want to see. You want to see that we're above. Most of the volume's been put in the lows and now the price is above it. So if there is anyone who is still short from this down move from that top pivot all the way down to here, they're trapped. That's kind of what you want to see. You want to see shorts trapped. I haven't really seen many shorts squeeze just yet, and it might happen if and when we reclaim the point of control. Yeah, it may happen if the price is able to get above the point of control and back test it as support. My cursor went red. It was yellow and it went red. I don't know why. Okay, that's interesting. So we have to see how the price reacts. Maybe that there's some stops above that pivot and they're waiting to be squeezed. I don't know. So that's the volume level. Let me just have a look at the time frame, the higher time frame. David, okay, you're just having some chat. Yeah, listen to David, he knows. What's this? Nothing. Let's just go back to the weekly time frame. Nothing there. Daily. So we have a brand new daily level underneath us, just FYI. So if the price does go down, we do have a nice liquidity level there. Let me bring our higher time frame levels. So we are above that previous daily level now. But the new daily level that we have is here. Because that candle was a red candle, and then it followed with a green. Yeah. I mean, anything can happen. Like the price can do anything. Yeah, it's very possible that tomorrow we go back down and test it and go. Like no one knows what's going to happen, but there is a nice daily level down there. which hasn't been tapped yet. So you'd expect people to start putting their limit orders on that level. And then obviously we've got those higher levels, and in between we kind of have a big gap. So nothing really there. So you have your higher time frame. That's interesting. Let me have a look at this one. I was looking to short that and it didn't go. The trend line is good though. So the golden pocket is above us from this pivot, and that pivot, that will be a swing failure. What's this one? Oh my god. That would really annoy people. A kind of long consolidation for a breakout. Wait, okay. The reason we had a reaction here was a naked daily point of control. You can see that we've actually hit that now, so that's probably why some people shorted into that kind of previous point of control. Probably relevant now. Delete that. And then the volume levels. Okay, so we're kind of into the 50% mark of the previous monthly body as well. So we're having a little bit of reaction. We might like be stuck here for a while, FYI. Most people think that the price is going to go up, but actually most often than not the price just goes sideways. Let's see this one. Okay, look, David, see that? It's come perfectly into your channel as well, and your green channel that I've got there. It's bullish, but we still have kind of resistance to get through. And I think what we need to do now is we need support to hold. We need a nice SR flip higher up. This would be the right place if we got that kind of... I still think that short could work. There would probably be a scalp. And then you have the point of control there as well. That would probably be a good place to short, to be honest with you. If you get a swing failure, push up, back down to the daily level. Good range here for a while. You'll be aware of that. The price could actually range here for a while, and it depends on the reaction from the point of control. It also depends on how much liquidity is trapped here. If we get a squeeze or not, or a swing failure. But you know, even if people are shorting, they're not shorting. They will take their profit as the price comes back and finds support. So if we get into a situation where the price finds resistance here, which is more likely than not, with a swing failure, you could short, and then you could find, if the price comes back down to find support, you could long. We're going to be trapped for a while. It looks like it. We're kind of stuck in between some above support, underneath resistance. So what happens? You range, you consolidate, you go side to side until something happens, until you form some kind of pattern or some kind of range, and then the price will decide what it wants to do, depending on the supply and demand. Usually consolidation underneath resistance, and if we do come up into the point of control, we are underneath resistance. Usually consolidation underneath resistance is bullish, and then usually you would expect the price to go up in that kind of situation. But I don't necessarily think the price is just going to go up. It really depends on whether we get a big liquidation event here. I doubt it, because anyone who's looking at the price action will probably be closing their shorts beforehand. They're not going to just allow it to be liquidated, are they? They're probably going to be not here. You may have a short higher up that you don't mind getting liquidated because it's a hedge, yeah. But people who are hedging will also be longing, and they don't mind if their shorts get liquidated because it's a hedge. This here isn't really a hedge. It would be stupid to allow that pivot to be taken if you're short without closing your shorts, as you see the price is trying to get to those pivots. So I don't necessarily think there's going to be a crazy squeeze there. You never know. And so I'd like to see the reaction there, but probably that's a really good place to short, and then probably range underneath resistance. That's kind of what I'm imagining right now. I don't know. Probably that's a good place to short. Long, well, if we find support on the daily level, then yeah, that would be a good place to long too. Why not? And if not, then there's one lower down. Yeah, any one of these levels, if you see that it finds support, it basically goes to what I was saying earlier. That's the golden pocket, but actually it might go further down. Looking at this daily level now, if we do fall back, then you might actually go a little bit deeper to the 786, which lines up perfect somewhere around here. That's only if you lose that daily level as a flip. I don't really want to see that happen. All right, so that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Let's see what happens. These are kind of slightly lower time frame trading ideas and price action ideas, and obviously you have your key levels, and if we start losing them, this is the one to watch. This one here, yeah, we have to hold that level. No, I'm not going to hold it. The market has to hold it. We have to see if the market holds that level. So let me just put this together as a short idea, and I'm also going to put an alert because I'll probably take that trade. I've got an alert. All right. On the higher time frame, I'll keep that SR flip. That's nice to have. That daily level can go into my higher time frame levels now. I can hide my volume now, so we'll just keep that one line. I like that line. Higher time frame. Well, I think the daily time frame today, I think I'd like to see a close above the previous day high. I think that would be a really nice turn of events to close higher than the previous day high. That would be quite bullish. The higher we close, the better, because naturally the next daily candle could always come back to test it before going up. So you need a little bit of space. Wherever we close, you kind of need a little space for a little back test to continue. So I think today I want to see, as a bull, I want to see a close higher up. If you end up with a green candle and you close green with a wick up, it's still bullish, but it just means there's a little bit more work to do. Yeah. And so the difference in closing is how much more work is left needed to get higher. And naturally closing above this daily level is going to be quite important, because closing above a previous daily level, that's important. Back test it, and then we have a lot of red that the price can go up quite fast. if it can get through the point of control. We get through the point of control, we're going up to these the top of the range quite fast. So we'll be up into the 70,000s quite quickly. Yeah. In the same way the price descended quite quickly, we'll end up going up quite quickly. And it's all about the point of control. That would invalidate everyone's Wyckoff distribution idea, because people right now, if they're a little bit bearish, they're thinking we're going to kind of do this. Yeah. They're thinking Wyckoff distribution. So the point of control is going to be really key. If we are unable to flip it into support, as long as we don't change market structure, I'll still remain bullish. The minute we change market structure after we test it as resistance, everything changes again. Yeah, so you have to be aware of the ability for everything to suddenly change. No one can predict that. At the moment it's bullish, so that's what we're gonna be on that wavelength. All right. When it comes to Elliott waves, I've been kind of following Elliott waves. I don't know if this is the impulse that I've been looking for. I can't tell. Yeah, has this been an impulsive move? I don't know. I'm looking at the price action. This was quite impulsive. Is that the one? Is this an ABC? Unit ABC? I don't know. It's not. I'm not crazy about any of this, to be honest with you. When it comes to correcting, we might still be correcting, just correcting upwards. I don't know. I'd like to see more of an impulsive Bitcoin move impulsively, where the whole market is green and alts are bleeding into Bitcoin and Bitcoin is pumping like this. I'd like to see this. And if you remember the low, we're not actually seeing this either. See, look how impulsive that was. The price just kept on going up. It was making higher lows. We had this kind of higher low consolidation range, and then we had another kind of pumpy. And actually what I want to see is a pumpy. Yeah, this could be the beginning of it, but I'm not seeing it quite yet. So I'm not counting. I'm not like trying to count, because I'm not sure if this is the end. This is the beginning or the end of 4. Maybe this isn't the end of the correction yet. That's what I'm actually thinking right now. It might not be the end. Yeah, that would really annoy people, but I've got it as the end here, but I don't know if it is the end. If this is your ABC, could we be doing another ABC for another ABC? Yeah, could that happen? Yeah, that could totally happen. We could be correcting for the whole of the summer. Yeah, this could be just one big massive correction. No one can predict that. Yeah, and it looks like if we want to impulse, it has to be now, because if you put in another ABC, then you have to put in another ABC. You can't just, it wouldn't make any sense to come out of this, put in an ABC and then go up. You'd have to put in an ABC and another ABC, and then to impulse, and then you can start your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however you do it. Yeah, so no one can, I can't tell you. What I do know though is if this is an ABC, which it looks like to begin with, you just got to imagine ABC, then the B is going to be the most impulsive, and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, and so the point is that if this is the A, it could also be the 1 somehow. I don't know how, but it could be. So the A and 1 and the 1 correspond. Then you have the correction, which is the B, which is the 2, and I'm talking about the slightly lower time frame. They correspond. And then the 3 and the C correspond, and that's probably going to be the most bullish, because everyone is going to be buying. Yeah, wherever C and the 3 line up, that's going to be the most bullish, because all of a sudden everyone is looking to buy. And so if we do manage to get up here, the first correction you get, you're going to get a really nice impulse. right? It's going to look really impulsive. Now, then you have to see what happens. Yeah. Do we squeeze up past the all-time high and it looks, and then the impulse continues? Or do we get a rejection or don't even make the all-time high and you've completed your C, trapped a whole bunch of bulls who are longing the highs, and you're just correcting one more time for another A, B, C, which is actually the completion of the correction. Yeah, so there's still a couple of ideas that could play out here. Correction continues, or we begin the wave 5, which is the wave, the final wave of our macro 3. Right? So we still don't know. No one knows. No one can predict that. I can't predict that. Yeah. Right now it looks like we're just trying to clear a whole ton of trap liquidity, and I think by the time this correction, this mini correction is over, then we're into the 3, if there's a 1, and then we'll see how impulsive that is. I want to see impulse. I don't want to see slow grinds to get to where we're going. If I want to see Elliott waves, I want to see impulsive waves. I want to see stuff like this, like really impulsive. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 for a crazy 5. I want to see the same kind of impulse. Yeah, it could be one that it does look similar to this. You see this price action here? This could be a 1. Then we could see a nice a 2 like that to the end of the month. For the impulse, which is what I was saying, that's the most impulsive, because if it's a C and a 3, they line up. Yeah. And then we'll see. And then we'll see what happens. And if this is it, if this is the bottom, and we aren't going to come back down, or we're not going to continue correcting, then you could just look at this fractal, just from here. See what happens. See what it looks like. Yeah. It would take us much higher, but you get the idea of going into the point of control, sideways, consolidation underneath resistance, and then you break out, the highs, and then the pump continues, and you get a really good pumpy into high numbers. All right, so it's just an idea. Otherwise, we continue to correct in this overall range, and it's going to really annoy people if we continue to correct, but that's it can happen. All right, so that's Bitcoin. Any questions? I'm going to move on. I don't really have much else to say apart from let's not lose that. Let's try and hold that daily level. Let's look for that daily level, these pivots to hold. Let me pull back that range again just to have a look. Where is the daily level again? I have to put it up. Yeah, we haven't even tested it yet. I'd like to see a test. That's our little mini volume range there. Let's have a look at that. Back into the range. Okay, look. See that? The point of control dropped to the bottom. It's good. It's kind of what you want to see. A little bit of, that's more healthy. The point of control to be the bottom of this range is a lot more healthy. That's kind of what I want. I want a little bit of a wider range. I like wide range. I don't like these tight ranges. These tight ranges, I prefer slightly wider ones where the price where the price can kind of go up and go down. Gives traders enough room to make their money without trying to push the price to lower prices. All right, that's Bitcoin. If there's no other questions, I'll just quickly have a look at these other things just to kind of, I usually do this at the beginning, but all right, so this is good. The USDTD is going down. Probably when it hits into the value area or the bottom of this breakout triangle, we could see a little bit of support in that idea, but it was kind of expected. We kind of expected this, you know, when it broke out. I drew this I had this triangle and I drew it out pretty much immediately. So that's quite good to see. We want the USDTD to go down. Let me just hide that data. Let me hide that as well. Delete it. Yeah, just not looking that strong anymore. Weekly time frame. Got nice. That's a nice bearish reversal. See that? When you're looking at candles, this is what you want to see for a bearish reversal. Take the highs, and this green candle, you've basically reversed most of the price action, closed in the lower half of that green candle. So this is a really bearish pattern. This one, I don't know what it's called. Let me have a look. Bearish candle patterns. Let me see if I can find the name for it. I don't know what the names are of any of these patterns. This guy goes, candle patterns suck. Oh, you're an idiot. They're not. They don't suck. They're amazing. I love candle patterns. Oh my god, I have to pay for these images. What the hell? Would I pay? I can just copy and paste. I can't really see the names. That sucks. It's that one there. Dark cloud. Can't really see it. It's a dark cloud. Let me just search for dark cloud cover. Dark cloud cover. Here it is. Yeah. Pretty much a dark cloud cover. It's not exactly, because this says it goes up above the previous wick. But crypto, you know, crypto kind of does its own thing sometimes. But it's basically a dark cloud cover. It takes the liquidity from the wick. It's in the wick. Yeah, really bearish, huh? Really bearish. All right, it's good to learn these things. Yeah, I don't know the names, but I can see the patterns. So, you know, the more and more you see this stuff, the better you're going to get. You know, you don't have to memorize them, because you just have to keep on analyzing, and eventually you'll be seeing this stuff without even thinking about it. Yeah, that's a really bearish reversal pattern in the context of where we are, the value area high, that wick, the SFP. So it's a nice bearish reversal into that order block. There's a lot of good things happening here in the USDT dominance that gives us confidence for Bitcoin. What would be really good is to fall back into the range, fall back underneath the point of control, and go head down. That's kind of what we want to see. We start seeing that, then Bitcoin really is going to the moon. Yeah, that's kind of what we want to see. That's USDTD. ETH BTC has been bleeding still. Nothing really to report. It's still kind of underneath that SR flip line that I have. the attention's on Bitcoin still. So as long as the attention's on Bitcoin, ETH isn't really going to perform well against Bitcoin. There's no point looking at ETH because ETH basically follows Bitcoin until ETH BTC starts finding strength. Pax Gold has fallen back as well. Look, Pax Gold against Bitcoin. Very similar, huh? Look, very similar dark cloud cover. You see that candle pattern in the wicks? Very similar to USTD. See that? Very similar. Let me just hide these brushes. I had yeah, we're kind of back into an SR flip area. This is, it looks like a head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulders. It's not technically, because it's just higher lows. So this is kind of like a flat top triangle, really. We're coming back into the neckline. This whole thing looks bearish. Let me delete it now. It's basically the same idea as the USDT, dark cloud cover in the wick, SFP. If we kind of lose that neckline and come back into this pattern, this is going to be extremely bearish, extremely bearish. A bullish pattern that is invalidated is a bearish pattern. Yeah, so if you invalidate a flat top triangle, then you basically go into a bearish pattern. Yeah, an invalidated bullish pattern is a bearish pattern. So we all want to see that to happen, because we all want crypto to go to the moon. Bitcoin has to lead, and so that would be nice to see. We have to follow that and see what happens. Have a look at total market cap, kind of following Bitcoin. On the 3-day chart. Oh, look, this is actually really bullish. Look at this. Really bullish. Look at this red candle followed by this green candle. These are 3-day candles. They mean something. They mean more than daily candles. They have more value. Yeah, these higher time frame candles have more value. And what's interesting about the total market cap of crypto is that this candle was able to close higher. You see that? That's a bullish close because we've closed higher. Okay, so one more green candle and we have a nice reversal pattern on our hands. 2 reds, 2 greens, wick into the lows, swing failure of these lows. This is looking like a really good reversal pattern. If this can kind of go up and close somewhere in the highs here, this next 2 days, if that happens, this whole thing becomes a nice reversal pattern. Swing failure of that low, swing failure of that low, or failed auction, and then we could see a rally. We could see a continuation. Yeah, it's starting to form very nicely for the total crypto total market cap. Yeah, it's looking more bullish than Bitcoin. Maybe look at Bitcoin. Yeah, it's looking more bullish than Bitcoin. Can you imagine the crypto market cap is looking more bullish than Bitcoin? All right, so that's all of that which I normally look at. DXY, let's have a look at that. So DXY is still showing a little bit of strength, so we have to see what happens with the I think that's gonna kind of help guide things as well a little bit, to see what happens. We're still holding support. We're into resistance. We're kind of, DXY could be a little bit trapped, and we have to see what happens. Yeah, and ideally what we want is we want the DXY to fall back underneath these levels and lose support. That's kind of what we want to see, and that will have a positive impact on Bitcoin if that happens. All right, that would be nice to see. All right, any questions on that? Pretty straightforward, nothing really complicated.